Hi, very good evening. So today's live session we're going to have a general discussion. So the topic for today's discussion is what do you want to be remembered for, or what would you like to be remembered for, right? And also today we're going to have two guest appearances. And after we have a little discussion over the topic which we have selected today, we're going to have two guest appearances and then we'll have some fun and we'll conclude the session, right? So I hope your week went on very well, and yeah. So very good evening once again. So today we're going to discuss about another inspiring personality. So he's an Indian, and we're all familiar with his ideals, and we're all familiar with him and with his way of life, with his achievements, and we'll briefly discuss about that inspiration personality this live session, and then let's see what we can learn from that inspiration, right? And then, as I said, we have two guest appearances, and we'll have them soon live. Okay. Hi Regina, hi Ashina, Nidhi, Purvil, Kalpana. Hi, very good evening. So we'll start off with today's topic. So what do you, or what would you like to be remembered for after you leave this earth, right? So that's a very philosophical sentence, but let's see what we can learn from today's session. So as I said, we're going to have a discussion on one inspirational personality, an Indian. So he's born on 15th October 1931 at Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu, India. He specialized in aeronautical engineering from Madras Institute of Technology and became an eminent scientist. He was awarded Padma Bhushan in 1981, Padma Vibhushan in 1990, and India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, in 1997. In 2002, Dr. has become the 11th President of India. So by now, you should be knowing whom I'm talking about. And he was fondly called the People's President for being the first president in the country to connect with youth via internet. So he's none other than Dr. Abul Pakir Jainal Abdin Abdul Kalam. He's the 11th President of India. He is named as a Missile Man of India for his contributions in the field. He redefined the presidency during his tenure from 2002 and 2007. He often spoke to children and country's youth, inspiring them to think big in life. He also penned a numerous number of books, and Dr. Kalam succumbed to a massive cardiac arrest and breathed his last on July 27, 2015, while delivering a speech at IIM Shillong. Here are some of his evergreen quotes from his speeches. So we'll just go through some of his quotes which he has presented during his tenure. And before that, we'll just have a brief intro pertaining to this great personality. And also we have one movie pertaining to the same life history of Dr. Abdul Kalam. This great man with modesty, simple thinking, and great living sets a standing example of innovation in the thought process for decades. And as you know, Abdul Kalam served as 11th President of the country for 5 years, and he had massively contributed his knowledge and observations during nuclear tests of Pokhran 2 that were done in the year 1998. And Kalam also penned a popular book, India 2020, where he laid foundation for the vision to see a developed India by the year 2020. And I was fortunate enough to go through that book. His thoughts and words of inspirational quotes are very famous among youngsters who dream of reaching heights in life. The student community of India is heavily motivated with Kalam's many speeches and interactions. And Dr. Kalam's 3-step guide to achieve goals in life are: finding an aim in life before you are 20 years old, acquire knowledge continuously to reach this goal, and most importantly, work hard and persevere so you can defeat all the problems and succeed. So these are 3-step guides as per Kalam. So finding an aim in life before you're 20 years old, acquiring knowledge continuously to reach that goal, and work hard and persevere so that you can defeat all problems and succeed ultimately. And we'll just go through some of the quotes of Kalam, which are quite famous and popular among youngsters. So we'll just go through them and what messages we can learn from these quotes and from his life experience. And on his stint or on his opinion on facing many problems in day-to-day life or in routine way of life, you have to fight the hardest battle until you arrive at your destined place. And he says the challenge, my young friends, is that you have to fight the hardest battle and never stop fighting until you arrive at your destined place. And what will be the tools with which you all fight this battle? So this is his take on fighting various challenges or overcoming various challenges in life. His take: have a great aim in life, continuously acquire the knowledge, work hard, and as I mentioned previously, persevere to realize the great achievement. And regarding his take on faith and doubts, we are as young as our faith and as old as our doubts. We are also as young as our self-confidence and as old as our fears. We are as young as our hopes and as old as our despairs. And his take on creativity. Creativity is seeing the same thing as everybody else, but thinking of something different, but thinking differently. And on reading and having a good book, coming into contact with a good book and possessing it is indeed an everlasting enrichment. And his take on excellence. Excellence happens not by accident, it's a process and you have to work hard to achieve it. And his he loves children, by the way, as you all know, and he is very fond of them, and the ignited minds of the youth is the most powerful resource. His take on young minds. The ignited minds of the youth is the most powerful resource on the earth, and I'm convinced that the power of youth, if properly directed, will bring about transformed humanity by meeting its challenges and bring peace and prosperity. And it doesn't matter who you are, if you have a vision and determination to achieve that vision, you will certainly do so. And books become permanent companions. Sometimes they are born before us, they guide us during our life journey and continue for many generations. And most importantly, what would you like to be remembered for? I would like to ask, that's what Kalam quotes. So I would like to ask you what you would like to be remembered for. You have to evolve yourself and shape your life. Write your dreams down on a piece of paper, and that page may be a very important page in the book of human history. And finally, failure will never overtake me if my determination is very strong enough to succeed. And as he rightly mentioned at the end, what would you like to be remembered for? And he advises everyone to write down our dreams on a piece of paper and work hard to achieve no matter what kind of hardships we face, and ultimately reach our goal and serve humanity, serve ourselves and then serving humanity. And he says, and in his own words, would like to ask you, what would you like to be remembered for? You have to evolve yourself and shape your life. Write your dreams down on a piece of paper, and that page may be a very important page in the book of human history. And we have many quotes given by Kalam, and I think it's streaming, right? Yeah. Failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. And he also said, don't take rest after your first victory, because if you fail in the second, more lips are waiting to say that your first victory was just a luck. And all birds find shelter during a rain, but eagle avoids rain by flying above the clouds. I mean, these quotes are like just a daily dose of motivation. Man needs difficulties in life because they are necessary to enjoy the success. And if you want to shine like a sun, first burn like a sun. And all of us do not have equal talent, but all of us have an equal opportunity to develop our talents and be more dedicated to making solid achievements than in running after swift but synthetic happiness. That's great. And thinking should become your capital asset, no matter whatever ups and downs you come across in life. And finally, without your involvement you can't succeed, and with your involvement you can't fail. So these are some of the inspiring quotes given by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So his life history, his experiences, they're so enriching, they're so inspiring. So what a common man can reach if he has a bigger dreams. And what we can learn from this particular inspiring story is the fact that there are no real boundaries, as I've been mentioning previously also. There are no real physical set of boundaries. We just have these psychological boundaries which we need to overcome. And once we realize this fact, and once we know what we are dreaming of, and once we know how to achieve them, then there is no turning back. And finally, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who was the 11th president, he was fondly called as a missile man. He has many contributions, and as I said, he has been awarded with Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian award, way back in 1997. So that shows like what kind of, and even in social media, we never see a meme or we never see a troll against this great personality. No matter what religion we belong to, no matter which community we belong to, or from which region we belong to, we all unanimously love this great person, and we all have that respect toward him. So love has no boundaries. That's proved by his story. So love has no boundaries, no division like north and south or east and west. And also, irrespective of any religion, if a man does something which is very much important, as you said, write down your dreams on a piece of paper, and it could be one of the important pages in the history of mankind, then irrespective of caste, creed, religion, and socioeconomic status, we do love such leaders who sacrifice their lives. And there are a list of many sacrifices he has done. And soon after becoming the president, he has contributed, or he has given all his earnings to one of the agencies or funds which he has established previously, because of the fact that the government is going to take care of his life from then on, and has contributed everything which he has earned till then. And that shows how humble and how simple this great man is, right? And also, when we were in +1, +2, not +2, but in BDS first year, when we were studying in Sibar Dental College, we were fortunate enough to go and attend one of his I think it's in some medical college. There was a meeting with medicos. So even we were invited, all the students from our college were also invited, and we were fortunate enough to go and see that person live and listen to his wonderful speech. And we have many speeches of Abdul Kalam sir on YouTube. And it's very simple. He keeps on stressing young children or young people, saying that we have to dream big and we have to work towards our dreams. Ultimately, it's for enhancing the happiness of human beings, right? So there are many points to learn. There are many points to learn from this great personality, and that's the reason why I selected this particular topic for today's live session. And as I said, what would you like to be remembered for? This is inspired from one of his quotes, where he asks us to write down our dreams on a piece of paper and work towards them and achieve success. Achieve success no matter how many hardships we all face. So what would you like to be remembered for? So that's the topic for today's discussion, right? So hope we had taken up some important information, not just information, but also some amount of inspiration. And if you want, I can share the soft copy of the information I collected, and especially the quotes and his take on various issues in life. They're just inspiring. You just take a printout, stick on the wall, and it will be like, as I say, a daily dose of motivation, because often we lose motivation time and again. So we need this daily dose of motivation to keep ourselves moving forward with positivity and hope, right? Yeah. So by the way, a very good evening, all of you. So as I said, as I promised, we are going to have 2 guest appearances today. So I'll get them soon. I'll invite them to our live session soon. So before that, I'll just go through your comments and answer if there are any questions. Hi Richa, good evening. Hi Ramesh, Nivedita, Sukanya. Yeah. Good evening. Yes, Richa, you're right. Prithvi. Hi Prithvi. Hi Priya. Hi Kritika. Abhishek, good evening. Preeti. Rutuja, hello, hi. Sirisha, hi Sirisha, good evening. Great to hear that, Abhishek. And Prithvi. Good evening, Deepthi. Yeah, Pradeep, hi, good evening. So once again, before we conclude, I'll just briefly summarize all the information I've collected and I'll present that once again to you before I conclude the session. So before that, let's invite our guests today. Hi Sashank. So I hope your week went on extremely well, and for comprehensive batch we're going to have biochem and physiology tomorrow. So I'll update you regarding the test via mail, right? So we have our guests now, so let me just invite them. So here is our first guest. If you remember, he used to be the size of my palm few months ago, but now he's equal to the size of my trunk. So he's Toffee and he belongs to the breed Lhasa Apso. I'm glad I remember his name of the breed. Yes, Regina, you can drop a question. Regarding yesterday's test, yes, you can. If it is regarding a study club discussion, you can drop a message in WhatsApp, or you can even drop a mail. Yeah. Toffee, say hi.
Not visible. Not visible.
Okay. A window curtain. But he's too heavy for me to lift. Okay. So let me just adjust my camera. Maybe I can show him more properly. Yeah. Toffee.
Step closer. You go back.
Yeah. I guess you can see him now. Toffee. Toffee. Okay. Yeah, here you have the full personality. Top to bottom. I mean, we even have one video previously on YouTube. He was very tiny then, but comparatively now he has grown up. He has grown up a lot. Double or triple the size. Okay, Toffee, say hi. Say hi to everyone. Okay. Now we'll have the second guest. Megatron. Tiger Aka Megatron. So he is mini palm. I mean, he belongs to the breed mini palm. Palm, mini palm.
She wants to come.
Say hi. Say hi, Megatron. Hi, hi. Hi, everyone. Okay, we'll just say goodbye. Toffee, say bye. Boy, boy, boy. Okay, right. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, Toffee. Bye, bye. So actually we are in a different place now. We come to Hyderabad weekend, so we have more members. Actually we had this third member. He is Beagle, but he is on leave today. You want to see the eyes, Nidhi? It's difficult. Even live, it's difficult for me to evaluate his eyes. They're almost dark in color. Okay. Yes, Nidhi. He is the one who is after that bone. Yeah, shared in YouTube few months ago. Yes, he has grown up now. He is now twice or thrice bigger. Of course, they are my stress busters. So along with these pets, the background which we have in our home, I mean, the fields and all, they are real stress busters. She's sitting here itself. Toffee? Da. Da. Yeah. Yes, we do. We all do share a similar kind of feelings. Not exactly the same, Regina, but we do feel that as if we are losing motivation at the end of this at the end of the week, or maybe after some time. So that's the reason why I said we need to have this daily dose of motivation. So daily dose of motivation really helps us to have this rejuvenation, a kind of rejuvenation. And also, most importantly, as I said, just assume as if you're the topper in that year's exam, and that itself will give you a lot of energy, and that keeps you moving forward. It's too heavy. His nose, cheeks, eyes are all of same color, so it's really difficult to differentiate his eyes. Anyways, I'll just bring his hair back. You can have a look. Toffee, hi, say hi. Say hi, say hi. Okay. Yeah, getting tired, yes, that's all common and obvious, isn't it? Yes, we do get tired. That's the reason why we should have these periodic breaks. And usually it's not advisable to read at a stretch for more than 30 to 40 minutes. Always taking break after every 30 to 40 minutes, at least for 5 minutes, would to some extent help or prevent from getting tired too frequently. And also the diet which you take is very important. As I mentioned, there's heavy foods which contain a lot of oils, a lot of carbohydrates. I mean, if it's not balanced, if it is skewed, then there can be this problem of getting tired. The moment you have some food, you feel tired, you feel lazy for that matter, and you feel like sleeping more. So even food plays a major role. And of course, if you can, I mean, if you have this habit of drinking some soft drinks, it's not advisable also. So it's better if you can have some green tea, because tea and coffee, again, they can have some addiction potential, right? So we tend to get addicted to the taste. So warm water, I mean, green tea with some honey and lemon. So green tea as such, pure form, it's really difficult for most of us to have it. So with some lemon and honey, that would be of great taste, and to some extent we can manage with those ingredients, right? Hi Shiva. Preeti, you say, I thought last live session I saw toffee, so that I tell you it's 3 times big. A previous live session recently, I've shown you Megatron. It's not toffee. Toffee I've shown you, I mean, few months ago. So that's the reason why I'm comparing toffee before 3 months and after 3 months. A paid tea test. We can't apply that. For one individual, we can't apply that. Yeah, yes, Regina, we're having morning session, live sessions, right? Thursday and Friday. But since I've observed in general, the morning session, the response is comparatively low. In the sense, I know I can understand that it's really difficult to wake up at 4:30 and get ready and appear for live session. So in spite of that, I limited live sessions in morning to only 2, Thursday and Friday. The rest of the time 9 to 10. So I think these timings would be convenient for most of you to attend. So everyday morning session, I'll think over it. Yeah, definitely before exam, maybe 1 month or 1.5 months before exam, October ending, mid October, maybe we'll start even morning sessions on regular basis. Yes, of course, morning is great. I would love to have morning sessions, but also I should look at like how the recipients take it, because majority come live, majority attend live sessions in the evenings rather than the mornings. But in spite of that, I put 2 morning live sessions. Or if you have any suggestions, as you mentioned, like you want morning sessions, if I get more requests pertaining to that, I'll definitely go ahead with morning live sessions from next week itself. Because evening, the reason why I've chosen 9 to 10 is because even if you prepare, if you have the self preparation, if you're preparing at home or at college, you would at least complete your preparation by 8:30, have some dinner, attend live session, and sleep, or even study for another 1 hour or 2 hours up to 11:30 or 12, and again wake up at 6. Or if you have the habit of waking up early in the morning, then we'll be completing live session by 10, so that you can sleep at 10:30 and wake up again at 4:30 or 5 in the morning. So I plan in such a way that your schedule should not get disturbed, and also to make maximum use of the available time. Okay, yeah, Ashina, I guess this format is better, or maybe evening. Okay, Princess, I mean Saturday. You mean Saturday live session? Okay. Yeah, because few students who can wake up early in the morning, they'll find that perfect, a morning session. Those who are not early morning risers, obviously, I can understand the pain. So Richa, you say it's perfect time. So as of now, okay. Yeah, okay, Ashina, yes, I do have that opinion also. So in order to have a balance, I have put both morning and evening live sessions. Anyways, based on the response and feedback I get, I'll try to modify the timetable, but not now. At least for the next week and the coming next week, we'll have the same session, right? I've shared the schedule last week. So we're going to have one live session every day from Monday to Saturday, except for Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, 9 to 10 p.m. live sessions, and Thursday and Friday we're going to have live sessions early in the morning, 4 to 5. I'm sorry, 5 to 6. 5 to 6 would be better, right? Rather than 4 to 5. Regina, of course, I can't take it as pressure. If I start taking this as pressure, then obviously I would break at some point, right? It's not at all pressure. I mean, if we have a consensus, like we need to have a live session at that particular timing, I'll plan accordingly, my schedule, right? So it's not that I have the pressure, but the fact is I need to get a proper feedback. See, just now we're having some mixed feedback, right? So in order to balance that, I'm trying to have live sessions both in the mornings and evening sessions. Nidhi, you say just before starting my day with studies, I have his videos saved. I played 3, 2, 1. That motivates me most. Like run begins for the day. Great to hear that, I think. Yeah. Really? Yes, glad to hear that. Yeah, because morning it's really difficult to wake up. So, anyways, we'll definitely have. I mean, we'll even plan morning and evening sessions every day, two sessions, morning and evening. But that will be from October, at least from October, right? So as we approach, we'll intensify or we'll increase the frequency of our live sessions also. Right. So before we conclude, we'll just go ahead with today's topic, right? So what would you like to be remembered for? So we discussed about the life history of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who was born on 15th October 1931 at Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu, India. Hi Ajaj. He specialized in aeronautical engineering from MIT. He became an eminent scientist. He was awarded Padma Vibhushan, and India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, in 1997. He is the 11th president of India, fondly called as People's President. He is also named as a Missile Man of India for his contributions in the field. And he often speaks to children. He often used to speak to children and the country's youth, inspiring them to think big in life. And he also penned a number of books, one being Vision 2020. And I mean, that's the greatest gift any person or any human being can ever have. Dying while doing something you love. See, it was his passion to speak to children, to speak to youth, to connect to them, to inspire them, and to motivate them. And I feel he is really blessed and is really lucky to have his last breath while giving a speech to students, while delivering a speech to students at IIM Shillong. And as I said, he has, his take on many issues in life. So, as he said, the challenge, my dear young friends, is that you have to fight the hardest battle and ever stop fighting until you arrive at destined place. And his 3-step guide to achieve goals in life: finding an aim in life before you are 20 years old, acquiring knowledge continuously to reach this goal, and work hard and persevere so you can defeat all problems and succeed. So these 3 lines, you just make a note of them, get a printout or paste it on your walls, in your study room, or in an area where you stay for a longer time, or even in your washroom. It doesn't matter. It serves as a daily dose of motivation, and that's for sure. And he says, you have to fight the hardest battle until you arrive at your destined place. And we are as young as our faith and as old as our doubts. We're also as young as our self-confidence and as old as our fears. And we are as young as our hopes and as old as our despairs. And creativity is seeing the same thing but thinking differently. And on reading and having a good book, he says it's an everlasting achievement and enrichment. And excellence happens not by accident. It's a process, and you have to work hard to achieve it. And the ignited minds of youth is the most powerful resource on the earth. So it's about you, it's about us, it's about all those who feel young at heart. It's not just by the chronological age. So I'm convinced, Dr. APJ Kalam quotes, I'm convinced that the power of youth, if properly directed, will bring about transformed humanity by meeting its challenges and bring peace and prosperity. And it doesn't matter who you are, if you have a vision and determination to achieve that. And finally, what would you like to be remembered for? I would like to ask you, that's what Kalam says. So I quote what Kalam said. I would like to ask you, what would you like to be remembered for? You have to evolve yourself and shape your life. Write your dreams down on a piece of paper, and that page may be a very important page in the book of human history. So these are some of the facts and figures pertaining to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's life history. So hope we can pick up at least a few percentage or proportion of the inspiration which his inspiring story offers, right? And Regina, you say for me 4 to 5 or 5 to 6, the same, because when I listen to you and talk to everyone, see that only I'm awake, I feel fresh. Great to hear that. Okay. So Nidhi, you say morning sessions helps a lot. In short, we are increasing the time available with us in a total of 24 hours for our work. early as compared to our past days. That's true. See, if at all you don't have this habit of waking up early in the morning, also you need not really worry, because see, as I say, as facts are, for that matter, they present the story that early morning risers will have definitely more chances of success, as you keep on saying, right? So you have more duration in a particular day. The timing is so perfect for us to focus and to concentrate. Even Robin Sharma, a great motivational speaker, says because that 4 to 8 morning time is a time where you'll have least distraction from your gadgets, and also you'll feel fresh. Your concentration levels are great, they're higher comparatively. That's not me saying, that's the science saying, right? So early in the morning, full focus and more concentration compared to evenings, where at the end of evening you feel tired, you have a lot many issues crept up into your brain, and it's really tough and challenging to focus, right? So we have a lot many benefits. If you are an early morning riser, then that would be great. But if you're not, nothing to worry, right? You can make it a habit. Also, we had one video on 5 a.m. club, but just keep this in mind. It's not really possible for us to change within 1 month. I mean, if you don't have the habit of waking up early in the morning, you did not really worry. Also, at least you try to make maximum use of time in a given day. So 24 hours, divide in such a way that you're spending maximum time available. The reason why I say on maximum time is, but I never give a specific value, because as I keep on saying, there can't be a standardized value. You just can't say you study for 18 hours you'll succeed, or you study for 20 hours you'll succeed, or you study for 5 hours you'll succeed. Nothing like that. It depends upon our individual perception and our individual capacity, our concentration ability, and our ability to grasp the information, right? It varies from person to person, so it has to be customized. And I also mentioned that my personal best was not more than 10 to 11 hours. I could at maximum spend only 10 to 11 hours in a given day. So what would be your maximum best you can do? It could be 18 hours, it could be 16 hours, it could be even 5 hours, because even 5 hours you focus, there are students who can really grasp information and they can do extremely well in competitive exams, right? So it has to be customized. So try to make use of the maximum time available in a given day by keeping distractions at bay. And as I said in one of the videos recently, 90 days before meet, it's the environment which is important, which is very important. Try to have, I mean, you might find that silly, but take my word, your room has to be perfect in the sense it should be convenient for you to spend some time there, to sit comfortably, and so that you can spend on the task at hand, right? You should keep your mobiles away. You should have a table, a chair, a good kind of environment, a positive kind of environment. If possible, stick on some inspiration quotes, motivational quotes on the walls. All these things really inspire us every day, and they act as a daily dose of motivation. Of course, I'll be live. I'm almost live every day, right? So for the past 2 weeks or 1 week, I've been live every day. So you'll also try to increase the frequency of these live durations. But remember, extrinsic motivation, as I mentioned in one of the videos, it plays a secondary role. So how we stay inspired and how we stay motivated intrinsically is what matters really. So that's what we say. The only thing that should motivate you is not the way in which I speak, or not the way in which I give you information. It has to be from within. It has to come within. So it has to be an intrinsic kind of motivation. And the one factor that motivates everyone, irrespective of your caste, creed, religion, socioeconomic status, or anything, it's your ability to assume that you have secured the first rank in that respective entrance. So assume that you got first rank in that respective entrance, and that would be perfect. That would be perfect, and that will help you stay motivated no matter what kind of situation you are dwelling in, right? So I have this habit of continuing without any break whenever I come across these topics. But anyways, I'll just stop it here. We'll have more live sessions covering these general topics. You have anything to say, or you have any issues as you have been sharing here, you can drop a message here, or I'll be live for some time, or you can even drop a mail. If necessary, we'll have a separate live session on that particular issue, right? Yes, exactly. Milu interior is something which is very important. We're correlating subject with my description. We had one discussion on homeostasis. So what I'm trying to say, they're simply saying, I've been talking so much and they simply say Milo interior. So I'm speaking volumes and volumes, but you people are so smart that you just use one word and you're trying to express the same feelings which I have. Prithvi, great. Yes, it's Milo interior, homeostasis, a balance. So we have to have a balance, right? We have to work hard when we're working hard. We have to have fun when you're having fun. Now I'm trying to take care of him. I'm trying to love him, express my love towards him, and the other guy is not agreeing to it. He's shouting. It's quite difficult. 50 cases on one side and 5 cases on the other side. It's a terrible competition. The distribution. So this kind of distribution is called as skewed distribution, right? So whether it's positively skewed or negatively skewed depends upon the mean, median, and mode, isn't it?
It's just 10 kgs.
It's not 10 kgs. It is 50 kgs. Come on, we are friends. We three are friends, isn't it? So let's say bye. Say bye to everyone. We're concluding. Bye. Toffee. Toffee, toffee. The third one is in hostel. We'll put that in hostel for time being. We'll have him live soon. Toffee and Tiger, they're calling you, see? They're saying bow bow. Why don't you reciprocate? Why don't you reciprocate? Sorry. This fellow.
How many times?
Terminator. He looks like a Terminator for me. Okay. Come on. After morning sessions, I go in park, meet with the students. Regina, great to hear that. Yeah, it's even through interaction with your friends, we feel good. We can feel that positivity also. I mean, once you start sharing something which is positive, that increases the levels of positiveness even within us, right? Great to hear that, Regina. Regina, you say, I have never woke up at 4:45 before I became your student. I want to tell for everyone who still don't believe that it is possible. I assure you, friends, it is possible even for night owls. That's true. Personally, I mean, even I can take myself as an example. I used to sleep at 2, even before 4 months or 5 months. I used to sleep at 1:30 to get all my work done and then wake up at 7. And the entire day used to be so disturbing. But later, I tried to slightly balance it and I tried to sleep early. I mean, at least 10:30, 11. Wake up at 4:30 for live sessions. And it is possible. That's possible. And if you think it's not possible, just have a look at the video. One live session, the 5 a.m. club, inspired from the speech of Robin Sharma. I mean, you'll have a lot of energy and you'll see how your perspective changes towards life once you start getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, the 5 a.m. club, and how we can make use of those vital hours, 5 to 8 a.m., the perfect time, the least distraction time, and the time where you can focus more and do your best. Hi, crazy boys. Good evening. And crazy boys, you're Priya, right? If I'm not wrong. Yeah, great to hear that, Regina. Hey, Toffee. No, they're having a fight. Yeah, hi Priya. Regina, you're talking about the name of whose name you're talking about? The pets? Yeah. I just expelled them from my class, so that will not have much disturbance. Oh, the person whom I discussed today. Oh, sure. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Yes, yes. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So you have anything specific to share, or you'd like to share your experiences throughout the week, or you have any questions in general? I'll be glad if you can share them now, or you can even drop a mail. I'll stay for a couple of minutes and then we'll conclude the session. By the way, we have posted videos on statistics. I mean, the tests of significance. Hope you had gone through them, because I personally feel like we have that ambiguity while answering questions pertaining to tests of significance. So we have covered in detail about t-test and chi-square test, and also few illustrations. So hope you had gone through them, right? So we even posted an update regarding the upload of videos to your mail. So initially planning to have this Saturday session at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, but I was not sure since I've announced it prior, like 9 to 10 p.m. So I was not sure like how many of you would feel that comfortable if I advance the live session. So just let me know if it's fine with you if I have a live session only on Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. rather than at 9 p.m. Pritika, thank you, sir. Really motivating session. Glad to hear that, Pritika. Hope you're doing fine. Because 7:30 to 9, we can spend some 1 hour or 1.5 hours for a general discussion. Because again, 9 to 10 would be too late, especially on a weekend. And also even importantly, like we might have some other appointments also, right? So we can if we can conclude the live session early, I feel it would be better, right? And as Regina said, Regina and also Prithvi, so I'll also consider your suggestion regarding live sessions in mornings. So morning also we'll have some live sessions, right? Soon, I'll announce that soon. Mayur, definitely, sir. Thank you. 7:30 p.m. Good. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Mayur, for giving your feedback. That's great, Regina. You say I like this strategy to do today better than yesterday and not to compare housefly with others. I help not to be in stress and feel winner every day. That's true. Yeah, that's one of the best ways of motivating self. So comparing your yesterday with today rather than comparing you with others performance and taking that because ultimately that becomes a stress, right? Even if you do better than others, you might feel good today, but later again next day you might have that feeling that whether you'd be able to do better than them or not. You would always have that stress. So it's wise enough to compare ours yesterday with ours today and see whether we have been much better today than our yesterday. So comparing our yesterday with today, that would be the best motivating lesson. Yeah. In that case, I'll slightly modify the session schedule, and we'll try to have live session Saturdays at evening 7:30 p.m. rather than at 9 p.m. Right? I'll update you with the new schedule soon. Maybe tomorrow, right? Yeah. So what would you like to be remembered for? So I hope you all would have something in your mind, right? So dream big. Just write down, it can be even a single word or a sentence or even some amount of information or a para. Make sure that you note down on a piece of paper and see that you work towards achieving your goal, and that should keep you moving forward. Okay, Regina. You're welcome, Richa Acharya. Right. So we'll conclude then. Okay. So always a pleasure to see you all live and to interact with you all live. Okay. So again, see you next week with new topics. Right. I'll update you regarding the next week's sessions. The list of the schedule. I mean, the schedule will be the same, but we'll update you with what kind of topics we're going to have a discussion, and then we'll share that in our WhatsApp group, and also to all the registered students I'll drop a mail, and I'll also share that schedule in Facebook, right? Yes, Regina, that's the point. Okay. Yeah, then see you all tomorrow, not tomorrow, day after tomorrow again. So day after tomorrow with a textbook discussion, that's on Monday. See you all again on Monday. So have a great weekend. So use maximum time, stay motivated, feel positivity. That's possible only when you have or you exhibit the right attitude. So stop comparing, as one of you rightly said, stop comparing yourself with others. Even though this is even though it's a comparative analysis here we're having in NEET exam, it's not just about NEET. NEET is just one test in our entire life. So we still have many tests. We still have many tests in our life. It's not just academic, but even non-academic, even personal, and even professional. So this is only a starting point, right? We still have a lot to cross and a lot to achieve. So always do your best, and the best comes to you, right? No, you weren't talkative. And glad that you shared your feelings with us. Yeah, right. So have a great day. Good night. Take care. Bye. Keep smiling.